We had to fight.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Deion Crawford.
Deion Crawford. And where are you currently residing, Deion?
Hey, Healing Touch.
Okay. How has Healing Touch helped you?
It helped me slow my mind down of thinking where I'm gonna live and where I'm gonna be at, stuff like that.
Okay. And do you feel safe and cared for at Healing Touch?
Yes.
Okay. And would you recommend Healing Touch to anyone else in need of help?
Yes, I would.
All right.
100%.
Well, thank you so much, and we are glad that we can be of help to you, of service to you.
Okay, say get calls. Enter the phone number you want, cause see if they call me, yeah, y'all do it.
And that's a young nigga with the game and the hunger and the urge goes so far. There's nothing we won't go through to get to what we need. Young nigga clean up the mud I was made. I gotta do it for the family. I gotta get everybody out of this. Gotta change this rap. Dude, I was hoping I was made. Everything's about growth. Said I would never win, no. But I'm too strong, last long, so I never gave in. With the rest and firm, we don't cave in. Shoulder to shoulder, ride or die, something like we made it. The trench we stayed in, played and prayed and got paid. And I'm saying, proof my labor, because the day ends. Feels good like heaven. I wanna bask in, bring my brothers up. No, this is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony.
It's in the eyes every time.
I won't hit you up with no money.
I'm stacking, I'm
It
sure.
won't kill you by no money.
That's against spirit code.
This is my personal
We was
testimony.
trying to make it out, but you was hating from within. Trying to stop the paper route, all the real ones can vouch. I ain't never did no fake shit for a little bit of clout. Cause with my hand on my hand, like don't make me pull this out. You niggas better watch your mouth. Words you speaking come to life, I can vouch. I speak my truth when in this booth. All the joy and the pain, you can hear it pouring out. You know life ain't but a maze. And for them Franks we been lost, but with music we can save. I seen that. It's heavy on my heart, man. I wanted to look out for you right quick, man. You know.
This is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony.
It's in the eyes every time.
I won't hit you up with no money.
I'm stacking, I'm sure.
It won't kill you by no honey.
That's against spirit code.
This is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony.
It's in the eyes every time.
I won't hit you up with no money.
I've been stacking, I'm sure.
It won't kill you by no honey.
That's us against every code.
This is my personal testimony.
Wisdom, I've been through ups and downs, failed, got up, crawled, got up, fell again, got up, shot at, they missed, shot back, I missed. Wisdom is what you go through when you look at your arm and see the wounds on your body. That's what you had to go through to get through every day.
Your dad's busy.
Uh-oh. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing on this Wednesday cold evening?
It is cold.
So we got a topic today, y'all, that we want to talk about. It is what a man wants in a woman. And so Miesha, Lady Miesha, Evangelist Miesha Cole, she has did this topic at one of her conferences, and it was a great turnout, and people had a lot of questions. And I said, well, let's do this on the show. Let's bring it to the bride and see what they have to say. So unfortunately, we don't have the call-in number. The person didn't show up. So we're going to, if you have a comment, just make a comment, and we will address it.
In the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah. They can put it in the chat.
So I guess we wanted to start off by talking about Daughters of Purpose and what it is and how people can get involved.
So, hey, everybody. So Daughters of Purpose is a nonprofit organization for women, soon to be for men as well. And it's a community organization where we want to pour back into you, just build you back up, just talk to you about life skills, just real life things that's happening and everything. And, have that sisterhood. And when we get started for the men, I won't reveal the name of it yet, but even just have that brotherhood where it's so important because we all need it. And so you mentioned the conference, and when we had the conference, this was one of the topics that we had in the conference, and it was really a hot subject. And so the goal is to probably continue this on, and we'll continue it with the conference as well. But let's see what happens. I think it's a good topic. It's the end of the year. People always want to make these New Year resolutions and all that stuff and what they're going to do and clean house. And so let's see what they're talking about. Yeah. And then after we talk about the men, we're going to come back and talk about the women.
We sure are.
What we want.
What we want.
And what we need. So hopefully we can get some comments and some participation or whatever. Yeah. But let's see what happens. So let's talk about it. So what do you think, men want? What do you think they're looking for? So, and sometimes you can speak from your own life experiences, but your experience may not be mine or vice versa, or somebody else's. And so it's going to be interesting just to see what kind of information that's put out there. And we're going to take notes and let's go with it. So what you think?
So I think a man wants somebody that's compatible. They don't want somebody that's going to be the man. They want a woman. Although a lot of ladies take on these men qualities, men don't like that. They kind of get intimidated, and it creates tension in the home. A man wants a woman to be a lady. They don't want the ratchetness. They don't want the hair bonnets. They don't want the person going out with their pajamas on. And they want a lady to be a lady.
Okay. So this is what's interesting because, time has changed. And, I won't show my age or talk about my age, but, back in our time and generation, things were definitely different. And now, it's a lot that goes on. And so what I try not to do, because it's to each his own, I don't, I have an opinion, but I don't have to deal with it. But remember, one of the things that I did talk about in the conference, and you mentioned a couple of things about, and me, and hopefully they're listening, what's key for me, because, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Men they do want a lady, but they want a lady in the streets, but they want a freak in the bed. So it's real. So let's just go ahead and get straight to the point, right? So with all that being said, and then we as women, we have to really know who we are and what we can bring when it comes to men, especially if we really want a man. So a lot of times, remember I talked about in a conference that we'll say we want a man or we want a husband or even a relationship at this point, but we can't even get ourselves together.
Right.
So, so what's happening now is you get a lot of women who, they want a handout. Some men like that. Some men like needy women.
Yeah.
And that's okay if you're needy, but what are you bringing to the table?
They definitely want somebody these days to bring it to the table.
Yeah. And so what are you saying?
I can say back in some times that, there was a lot of handouts.
Yeah.
But I think the men now feel intimidated when a woman asks for anything. They're like, okay, so what
let's
are you
talk about
bringing?
that, though.
What
Do
are
you
you
think
bringing to the table?
Because some men like for women to ask them for things. Now, when you keep asking and you keep asking, some, because it raise their ego.
Oh yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I know I've met some men who, said, they like people to say, they want to be able to be, because you think about
Helpful.
it. So they essentially, men from our standpoint back in the day, and even from a biblical standpoint, men are providers. By nature, right? And so what that means is, so by them being providers by nature, so I guess the key word is, are people really being needy, or are they really asking for too much? Because some men like that and some men don't. So that's why I'm curious to hear what men has to say. Like, let's talk about, like, what do you want? So, and while I'm right there, so I kind of did a survey and I talked to a few men and guys, and they were telling me about some things, and I took some notes. Let me get to my notes. So one person said to me, I don't know if they logged on, because if they did, I want them to say something. If they can, put it in the chat. They said they want a partner, and they want their partner to be confident who they are.
Yeah.
They want them to be kind, supportive, have their own life. Yeah, let's talk about, we'll go back to that. What does your own life mean? What does that mean? That song, what is it? Independent. Is that Independent Woman? What's the name of that song? I got my own house, my own couch. Did you say bougie?
Bougie.
Oh, bougie. I'm like, okay. So some men like that. Some of them don't. So the other thing is, and y'all have to excuse me, I am so hoarse. And then it says, they want to be valued. They want to be respected. Now, I heard that a lot. I want to deal with that. And they want to feel appreciated, and they want loyalty. So all those
women want loyalty too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about what the men want today.
Yeah. Okay.
So so let's talk about what respect means, to a man, because some men may, and I've heard stories just from doing counseling sessions and being and just talking to different people. Women, especially us as Black women, remember I talked, we need AA classes with our attitude sometimes.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
just say we,
Yeah.
because we're quick to snap back and
Yes.
quick to always have something to say and have the final say.
Mhm.
Now, again, that's a whole nother subject, because that's when we can talk about being submissive and what does that mean, and that goes both ways with men and women, right? But so let's talk about respect. How do men feel disrespected? Has there been a time when you may have, because thought you might have disrespected your man, your husband, or whatever, knowingly and unknowingly? I know it's been a time I have. One time I got flagged in the mouth and then had to check myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
You
it
check
happens.
yourself?
Yeah, I check myself,
Okay.
and then I ain't gonna say what happened. He told me, but anyway, that's a whole nother subject right there. But yeah, I check myself because you kind of because think about it, we know when we kind of just doing stuff and saying stuff.
That's called accountability.
Accountability.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll take that. So accountability. So that's another acronym or characteristic to add to.
You hold yourself accountable.
Right, hold yourself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
quality.
That
So
is.
have you ever disrespected your man?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I've always had something to say.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I always get the last word. Yeah. So I'm satisfied with the last word.
You satisfied with it? Do you still? Do you feel like you still need to have the last word?
Yes.
But why? Why is that?
Just to make sure my point is getting across.
Okay, so you don't feel like you can get your point across just by having a conversation, communicate. It's called effective communication.
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
so why can't he have the last word?
He could, but it better mean something.
Okay,
It better mean something.
it better mean something. Okay, so what if it did mean something to him, but it did not feel like it meant something to you? So we just going, we just talking, we having a conversation. I'm just curious.
So I probably at that present time,
Mhm.
I probably would have something to say, but maybe after I go to sleep and wake up the next morning, maybe I make like, okay, well, I should have said that, and really get down to what the problem was and the solution. But I had to I had to have some time sometimes. Let me be.
So is it fair to say, is it a mood or something? Because you can catch us, especially women. Now, because we're gonna keep it real, right? We get in our moods, and sometimes we don't want to be bothered, and probably don't even want to hear what our significant other or whatever. We can say if it's somebody we're dating. Now, dating is a whole nother ball game, because if you're dating someone, you really feel like you ain't got to listen to them or pay them any attention or have all of these qualities. But which I kind of disagree, because that's where you're courting, and somebody's probably laughing at me because of my terminology, but you're courting them, and that's when we're getting to know each other. I feel like nowadays, men saying what they want and need from us, and again, I know we're going to talk about women, but I feel like men nowadays don't know how to court anymore.
That I was going to ask you that. Do men court?
That's a question that I hope somebody put in the chat and ask and
Okay.
answer.
Yeah, they court. Yeah,
Okay,
they do.
so let's talk. So what does courting mean for a man? Because we all probably have a different definition.
It should mean the same thing.
What does it mean?
Like you said, he getting to know her, so he doing everything.
Open the
You
doors,
know what I'm saying? He should be doing it anyway, because he's supposed to be a gentleman anyway.
paying
But
for dinner.
because it don't stop after you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
After y'all lock in, it don't stop. So know a person, but you showing her that you solid, you a real one. You know what I mean? Everything is, you know what I mean?
So I see in the chat someone asked, what is the topic? The topic is, what does a man want in a woman? So that's the topic. Okay, so you mentioned paying for everything. What does that mean?
Not necessarily paying for it. Hold on, Chris. Not necessarily paying for everything, but if you're courting a woman, then you should be able to pay for something. So if it's something different than him paying the bill, then that needs to be discussed prior to you sitting down at that dinner table.
Okay.
Well, if he courting her, the first one that should be on him anyway.
It should be.
Yeah.
I said the first three.
But
You know
if
what
it's
I'm saying?
not, and maybe when you're first courting, maybe you shouldn't go out to dinner. Maybe you should just do coffee. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to dinner and you expect the person that you're courting to pay, that should be discussed prior to you getting there, because you don't want to be there
Definitely.
like, and he give you your bill and you like, huh?
Yeah, embarrassed like you ain't got no money.
Yeah. So we're gonna be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Hey Hosh, thanks for tuning in. Hey Jessica. Let's see. Hey Wade.
black queens. You can do great things, even when they try to knock you down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown. Black queens, we be doing great things, even when they try to knock us down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown. Baby, get up on your mission. We don't need no explanation. Wanna hold it down, wanna wear it down. Can't knock us down, all we do is rise. Coming for it all, you can see it in my eyes. When baby's on deck, but we still gon' climb. You thought we fall out, but not this time. Tired of the last self-hatred from the same men that the queens lay with. Black women ain't this, black women ain't Black women been lit, stop playing. Our daughters are watching, so what are we teaching them? Stereotyping their skin, so they bleaching it, killing their self-esteem. Look at the ignorance, hard to believe it's the time that we living in. Just wanna see my queens get the praise of the woman get. Original woman, she black and she beautiful, yes, and she's very
Come
intelligent.
here a minute, let me fix your crown. We out here winning, you can't shut us down. This for black queens, we put up a fight. All my black queens, we gon' be alright, alright. Come here a minute, let me fix your crown. We out here winning, you can't shut us down. This for black queens, we put up a fight. All my black queens, we gon' be alright, alright.
Black queens, you can do great things, even when they try to knock you down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown. Black queens, we be doing great things, even when they try to knock us down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown.
Baby, get up on your mission. We don't need no explanation. Wanna hold it down, wanna wear it down.
Been through a lot and she's still amazing. Watch her go get it, cause she ain't waiting. Determined to be someone better than average, so yes, we deserve to be celebrated. Represent strength and determination. Focus on winning and preservation. Agenda to make us feel less than a human, and we ain't accepting the invitation. Black queen, brighter than the sunlight. Black queen, so creative and innovative, that's what I like. Every day when I look in the mirror, that's me. So you know it's on the black queens.
Come here a minute, let me fix your crown. We out here winning, you can't shut us down. This for black queens, we put up a fight. All my black queens, we gon' be alright, alright. Come here a minute, let me fix your crown. We out here winning, you can't shut us down. This for black queens, we put up a fight. All my black queens, we gon' be alright, alright.
Black queens, you can do great things, even when they try to knock you down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown. Black queens, we be doing great things, even when they try to knock us down. Rise up, baby, lift your crown.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in to the Lady Devine Show on Busy One Radio. And our topic today is what a man wants in a woman. And I have my special guest, my bestie, my sister, Lady Miesha. So, what did we see in the comments?
Somebody, let's see, what did they say? Go back up. I think it's up some more. Here it is.
You can bring, this from Hush. You can bring shit to the table and they still ain't happy and they still feel like they a man, so they can cheat.
They still feel like they a man, so they can still cheat.
Yeah, so they can cheat. I mean, it's a lot of that going on.
So you said the women or the woman feel like she's a man?
The man.
Oh, the man. Okay, so the man, okay.
You can bring a woman could bring something to the table and the man still feel like, they could step outside their relationship.
Which is true. So I asked this question too, because what I don't understand, and again, and maybe somebody can help answer this, because I was thinking about this. I said, I asked this question to a friend of mine yesterday. I said, so why is it that men, you say what you want and you get it, and then when you have it, you really don't know what to do with it because you can't keep her, number one, or you mess up. And then when you mess up, or if you try to keep her, you go out and get something worse. I mean, worse than what you have at home. I don't want to talk about anybody because I try not to put my mouth on anybody, but it's just, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
like
you just be like,
you know,
what did I do?
I don't understand. So what is it? You know what he said to me? Most of the time is, I want to make sure I got it right. Number one, he named sex. And I'm like, okay, so what if that person is giving you the sex and everything that, you know, you want more sex? Or
it ain't freaky enough.
Or that too. So it goes back to, remember what we talked about in the conference. Remember we talked about like making sure this is where effective communication comes in at.
Right.
The same person, like especially if you're in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, whether you're married, courting, or whatever, wherever you stand in your relationship, you got to remember the same way if you've been in this for a long time, the same way you met a person or you meet a person or maybe let's use me, the same way you met me day one, I've changed. We grow. We all going to grow. We grow together and we grow apart. But we cannot continue to do the same things that we've been from day one from 1990.
Right.
You know, because things has changed. And what I used to like back then, I may not like anymore. So I need you to do something different.
Right.
Yeah. That's if I was in a relationship. I'm just talking, you know, just for the record. I don't know who's listening. So anyways, no, I'm teasing.
So but a man wants a woman to be a woman, but they also want a freak, you said.
Right. They do. So we talked about this. And reason why, and this is where people don't want to be real at. You know, I don't care whether you want to be spiritual or in the natural or whatever you want to call it. This is the thing. Life is life and it's real. And we are human. So everybody has needs. The biggest thing is, and remember we talked about, I don't know if I brought it up or the other facilitators brought it up. And a man, he come home, he go to work, he come home, he don't work hard, especially if he has a wife at home. And he's coming home to somebody with a bonnet on, pajamas on, no food on the table, you know, basically looking a hot mess. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like, and I'm not saying you have to be all dolled up or whatever, but get yourself together. You know what, especially if you've been at home all day, get yourself together. There's no reason for that to be happening. And then, and most times nowadays, people don't like to cook. You know, I know things have changed. Everybody's not, you know, we want to do our own thing and that's fine, but prepare a meal. And if you don't want to cook, figure out, if you have a family, figure out what you and your family is going to eat. Right. You know, so you got things like that. And then we talked about, and somebody stepped in and remember we started talking about Didi.
Yeah.
You know, Didi lived next door because Didi watching your man. Also, he might be fine.
When we talked about fixing meals, maybe they don't want to eat out of a paper plate. Maybe they want a plate.
But yeah, you know, that was me saying that because I don't play that. Like, so when I was married, and I cooked dinner for my family, whatever, even if I came over to your house and my husband never, or even in my relationships, we never ate out of paper plates. I made sure that we had real plates or he had a real plate, or even in relationships.
Because he's your king.
That's it.
He's your king. But yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about Didi.
Let's talk about the plates.
Which place? Which place?
The plates.
Oh, so, the plates? Yeah. What about the plates?
I want to know more about the plates.
Yeah.
So is it really that serious?
Well, so it's not. So for some, it may not be.
What's the importance behind it?
For me, it was serious because so I was married and then I was also engaged, and so my thing was I always wanted my man to feel like the king that he was. And so when they did come in from work or whatever, of course I had meals prepared, and if I didn't, we figured out what we were going to eat. And when the plates just came in, that was just something that I developed on my own. I just never, I'm like, you don't have to eat out of a paper plate.
Well, back in the day, they didn't.
But they used to be like, they didn't have a problem now. Don't get me wrong. That was just my preference. That's not something that somebody has to be like, she said you got to eat out of a paper plate. I mean, a real plate.
But if you think about your man going to work and all the obstacles that he has to go through every day, and he's coming home to you, and there's nothing wrong with giving him a plate. and not a paper plate.
Well, I want mine to have the best. Listen,
And
mine
that's
say
what
that's
I'm
it.
saying. That's
The
a small.
best.
That's a small thing that count right there.
Yeah, the best. Guess
So
what?
how says
If he's
her-
sweating on his forehead, I don't need nobody else wiping that sweat off his forehead. I got it.
How says that
I got
her
that.
husband can care less if it's paper plate. We rather not clean the dishes.
That's what I was saying. That's
Well,
all I was saying.
But guess what? And that's why I say some people again. That's just a preference for me. But in there's times where, of course, I wouldn't. That's where my dishwasher come in at.
Right. But then I have people bring me a plate, a meal on a paper plate on a hard plate.
And
Right.
that's true too. And
You know what I'm
and that
saying?
happens too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's minor. That's just something that I use as an analogy that I was describing of how I treated my man.
Mhm.
But
you
to
want to make
each
sure I
his
wasn't
own.
missing out on nothing.
No, you wasn't missing out on nothing.
So
No,
how-
so don't go home talking about you got to get me a real plate
Nah,
and
I
fix
ain't
your
got
plate.
that.
You
I
got to
ain't
do
even
all
got
that.
that.
Nah.
So how
Yeah.
says a woman can make a man feel like a king? They are, and they still gonna cheat. That's true if they want to.
That's true. You know,
But let's talk about Dee Dee. So Dee Dee next door. Dee Dee
or
got
down
a,
the street,
or down the street. Dee Dee
Dee Dee on the job.
Dee
You know.
Dee got a pole in her bedroom.
Yeah, you know, all that kind of, you never know what Dee Dee's doing. So Dee Dee, just for the record, Dee Dee, just in case somebody's name is Dee Dee that's on our live or whatever, we're not talking about you. We just made up a name and we're using that. So Dee Dee is that person that's always on the side. And you know that saying, what a man or a woman won't do, somebody else will. That's Dee Dee.
Mhm.
Dee Dee, you know, so it's a joke that we make about that. And so Dee Dee is always that side piece,
Yeah.
you know, in the layman terms nowadays is side piece, you know,
Yeah,
she
side
will get it done.
She will do
So
it.
Dee
What
Dee
you
is
gonna
out
do?
there watching. And so soon as you slip, man or woman, and just like it's a Dee Dee, there's a Paul or author. I don't care what his name is, whatever. So it happens both ways. But they will do it. And it is so true because it happens.
I call him Jody.
Jody.
Jody?
Okay, so yeah, Dee Dee and Jody. I like that. Yep, Dee Dee and Jody. So you got a Dee Dee and Jody somewhere watching. And we all, you know, let's keep it 100 and real because people experience that all the time. I'm sure like you've been somewhere or I know I've been somewhere and people so disrespectful these days. They be all in your space, your face, trying to talk to you and knowing you have a man or a woman. You know, that's Dee Dee and Jody, you know. Are they trying to figure out they want what you got or what you have or had?
Yeah.
As soon as they get the opportunity, they gonna slide in.
It's a commercial right now like that.
Bam.
With the old lady.
Uh,
She took her husband back. She, you know, like he took him back to the store of eternity. The neighbor went and purchased him.
and went and purchased him.
Ooh,
Okay.
yep, the
He
neighbor.
took him right back home and said, I hope you don't mind.
Ooh.
You can't mind, you returned him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where's
And,
this commercial?
and then you get and then people have an attitude. Like
That's what I'm
nah.
saying. You can't have attitude,
Yeah.
you return him.
But and sometimes now I believe that there's seasons for certain things and we're all in people's lives for a reason. So sometimes, unfortunately, we as men and women, we might be helping somebody for somebody else.
Mm.
Been there, done that. Woof.
How that make you feel?
Oh my goodness. How did it make me feel?
Yes.
It was very hurtful.
Yes.
And I felt it real strong too. And I was just like, but I knew it and I felt it, but I still wanted what I wanted and stayed in it. And then that was my consequences for it.
Yeah. Shout out to, I think your name is Raggy Castleman. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. I be getting money. Copy that. From night until it's sunny. Copy that. I'm living what I'm dreaming. Copy that. Don't run up when you see me. Copy that. Cause I will leave you sleeping. Copy that. My looks can be misleading. Copy that. One hit will leave you weak. Copy that. Leave you falling like the seasons. They try to copy, but it ain't working. So I think that you should stop it. You overworking. Misunderstood is still the topic. So keep on lurking. I'm never shirking. I stay telling truth and never care about who is hurting. Burberry cologne me. Invicta my rollie. Next sauce Bertoli. Pocket
guacamole. You never catch me dosing to the money overflowing. I only reap what I'm sowing. So mad to business nosy. I'm considered an OG, even though I'm not an oldie. 80s baby exposing my life unloading. My house I own it. My car I own it. My business I own it. Good gas I roll it. You never catch me lonely. The Puerto Rican I roll with will pop it off without notice. Stay in your lane to be chosen. Empty clip to reload it. MOB is my focus, not bogus. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I be getting money. Copy that. From night until it's sunny. Copy that. I'm living what I'm dreaming. Copy that. Don't run up when you see me. Copy that. Cause I will leave you sleeping. Copy that. My looks can be misleading. Copy that. One hit will leave you weak. Copy that. Leave you falling like the seasons. Copy that. Heart ice cold like demons, but the blood fire like Phoenix. Still I ride, take a scenic. Hold on, wait, did you see me? I'm birds, I know. Now worry about what's on the ground. I know you heard by now. I am the one that they doubt. And that's they fault, cause I trip sauce for the nasty elite. Just call it gloss. Check out your dogs. Better look next time. What won't you talk? Or you praise to this hoe. Empty the vote. Cause I'm all about my cash. And if you messing with it, boy, that'll be your whoops. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. That's the truth. Head filled with wisdom and the body built is you. I'm godly driven, so the armor I put on is glue. Walking by faith, which makes my vision see right through you. Our weapons formed against me, but never prosper. Deliver from evil doers like you who will never stop me. Step into my anointing, cold you blue. Now call all the doctors. Cardiac arrest becomes you, thinking you could box me. No way, cause I be getting money. Copy that. From night until it's sunny. Copy that. I'm living what I'm dreaming. Copy that. Don't run up when you see me. Copy that. Cause I will leave you sleeping. Copy that. My looks can be misleading. Copy that. One hit will leave you weak. Copy that. Leave you falling like the seasons. Copy that.
Good, busy. All right, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in to the Lady Devine Show on Busy One Radio. I got my girl here, Lady Miesha, and we are talking about what a man wants in a woman. And so we had a comment.
Yeah, I think it was Hosh. She said that if the person, he or she, can slide in and out, they belong to the streets. I like that.
Yeah.
Because and essentially the way I receive that is, first of all, if you're in a relationship with someone, again, I keep going back to that effective communication.
That's important.
That and trust.
Yes.
You know, and you should have that so tight no matter what, because people are going to always have something to say, whether it's good or bad. And if you keep that trust and that communication effective, then they can't slide in and out. So it's when you leave that door open, right, it's when somebody can slide in and out. Whatever. And
when they're not communicating.
When they're not communicating. And if you're unhappy, and you know what problem I have today is with individuals. Say what's on your mind. First of all, maybe I'm just getting older too. Like, listen, my daughter told me today, she said, at this age, she said, I just kind of speak my mind and say, listen, I've already earned my right. Say how you feel.
Right.
Listen here, sweetie.
Don't beat around the bush.
This ain't working for me. I don't like how you touch me no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like what you said to me. I don't like the tone that you use. You know, so you got to learn how to communicate to each other. So it's learn each other love languages.
Yes.
That's a book. It is.
Yes.
Yep, it is. It's definitely a book. But you have to study and know your person, especially if you're planning on building a future. One of the other comments was, they said, this came through a text. He said, if someone is serious about pursuing the individual, they will have goals for their future, to help build their future. They would be committed in their relationship.
Yeah.
So is people really committed? That goes back to loyalty. I mean, what's the difference between loyalty and commitment?
Yeah, I mean, they say they are, but they really aren't. You know, when you have your moments and you by yourself, you all in your DMs looking at other women and liking and commenting, you're really not committed.
So is that cheating if you're in a relationship?
Yes.
You can't be loyal.
Yes.
If you ain't committed.
That's where I was going next. So yeah, I agree. because some people don't think that's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why are you doing that?
So let's talk about, because this is real too. So what about individuals who go to work? Because, you know, we work with people, some of us 8 hours. Now they got the 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, and you work with individuals and you see most of them people more than you see your family now.
That's true.
You know how they be like, you got that work wife or that work husband, you know, and then you
There's
go
boundaries.
home. You got to set boundaries, and they looking fine and good when you see them at work, but then you really don't know how they look when they get home. But you go home and you see something else. And so how do you think those type of relationships get started?
I don't know.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Where can they see them every day?
Well, so no, not because they see them
I
every
think
day, but
because-
it starts so they start that communication. First of all, if you want to cheat or be with somebody, it starts in your head.
Right. So they're lacking. They have a void somewhere.
Yep.
They have a void
Yeah,
somewhere.
they got that new thing talking about the work wife and work husband
Yeah.
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's bullshit. That ain't got nothing. That like she just said. That's already started in their head.
Right. If you want to cheat, you already don't process. Like if I seen somebody and I'm like, woof, yeah, he look good, and I have all these other thoughts going in my head or
That's
whatever.
cheating.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
You know, but some people don't feel like that.
Well,
Now, men gonna be men and women gonna be women. Now, I think you can. Now, you should be able to compliment a person.
Yes.
So though, it's a difference.
But not lusting for that person.
Lusting.
Yeah. So yeah, commenting, but not lusting.
Yeah.
When you
So-
start thinking about other things, like, oh, I can see
and
him
talking about what you
doing
gonna
this,
do,
and yeah, that's when you're married, especially. That's
especially when you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're dating, just be real. Just be
But
real.
So
on the
let's talk
flip
about
side-
dating.
On the flip side, I done seen women leave their man because he works too much.
Yeah.
I never got that. I didn't
You see what I'm
understand
saying?
that.
I've heard that. I've heard.
Go ahead and work, boo. Go ahead and bring
Bring
that
that
money.
money.
Bring that money. Bring that money.
Yeah,
They
say
work too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before. Not, and so you know what that means. Essentially, what they're saying is, I don't really think. Now, this is me. I don't really think that it's the money. They're feeling like they're not getting enough time and attention.
Right.
So again, that's the effect of communication. Sometimes we're choosing the wrong words to say. You know what, honey? I like the fact that you're working and you're taking care of your business and the family or me or whatever the case may be. But I need a little bit more time with you. Is there any way you can change that schedule?
Right. Or
Yeah.
date nights.
Or date nights.
Yeah.
And the question is this too: when you're not working, what are you guys doing? What are the two of you doing that the person may feel like they're not receiving enough time and attention? Because most of the time, that's what's happening. People going out seeking attention because that's what it starts with too. You seeking attention from somebody else, somewhere else, because you're missing something. Like you said, it's a void.
It's a void. That's how it starts.
And so my other thought is another thing I wrote down: dating. What is dating? Because everybody has a different definition of dating.
Dating, courting,
whichever word you want to use. So, you know, what would you say dating is?
I think it's getting to know that person.
Do you feel like when you're dating someone, you can date multiple people?
Probably not.
I know. I'm not trying to put nobody on the spot. I'm just asking questions.
I mean, it's kind of hard to do when you're committing yourself to this person, and y'all supposed to be communicating. So it's you don't have a lot of time once you work and everything. Who has time to date multiple people?
Oh,
and you
got to
do. You just got.
In the chat, I want to hear from the chat.
I said yes, you should date multiple people.
Okay, so yeah,
that's
what I want to hear. Yeah, tell me why. Tell me, can you put something up? Why? I wish you could have called in live or something, but I want to know why you say
because when you in the dating stages, it ain't a lot of commitment. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like you said, you getting to know the person, and then what if you been dating this person all this time and then it don't even work out, and you done told all these other dates you could have been on that probably would have worked out.
Hey, Jane.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Marvin.
So,
but
that's real. That's
depends on where you at in your life.
Okay,
that's true.
So dating and courting.
Like at my age, I wouldn't be dating multiple people.
Are you having sex with these people?
Not dating don't mean sex.
Yeah,
I didn't say it mean, but
That's what I'm saying. Dating don't mean sex. I'm
because
telling
all these multiple people,
you.
that's a lot.
You just going out to a movie. You going out. You just like I don't like myself. I've been around men enough. I don't want to hang with no men. You know what I'm saying? So if I find somebody that I'm comfortable with hanging with, we gonna be kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple people.
So, but he said something that's key. Like when you're dating, like again, we talked about dating. We talked about date nights, evening, lunch, or whatever. Do we still go to dinners, the movies, and that type of stuff? So I'm talking about that type of dating as well. You know, so if you're dating,
that's a commitment.
Okay, that's a commitment. But then I go back to something Dirk said. He said you can't be loyal without being committed. Right. So if you have all these multiple people, where are those boundaries at?
See, that's why when you talk about she bring up sex, that's when you commit. That's a line you cross.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then that break down a lot of the freedom that you thought you had. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have the freedom to date multiple people no more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're crossing that line.
Right.
And so she said, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket, you're getting to know them. And they may have someone else. True. And then who is this? Christopher. He said, no, that's cheating. You should only date one person at a time unless all parties agree.
I agree.
Okay, I agree with both.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit much
communication. It goes
dating multiple people, and you got to keep up all these conversations you having. And
yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot to me. Like, no, I don't want to.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Now you might have a phone friend or a text friend, but not going out to dinner and being
so now you opening up another can of worms. Like, so you got a phone friend. This that new age stuff. Yeah, you got a phone friend. Let me write this down. Wait, hold on. We got a phone friend, a text friend, a Facebook friend, a Instagram friend, TikTok friend. Who am I leaving? This new thing, Threads, and who else? I'm leaving somebody out.
X.
Who?
The X.
Oh, the
Twitter.
Who else? It's one more.
I don't know, but you should.
All them friends.
Uh-huh. Okay, so it depends on what you're saying in those social media things. Are you crossing the line? Are you trying to have sex with that person, or are you trying to just date and take them out to dinner or whatever? It's again, communication.
And boundaries.
Yeah, because
I agree.
Once you cross that line, are you doing this with everybody?
You can't help but to think that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which goes back to communication.
Yeah.
So Chris says you should only be dating one person unless you made an agreement. That's true. Everyone has their own opinion, so it depends on the people. Christopher Williams says, depending on where you are in the process, are you going in a date or in a relationship?
So, and that's true. I like that because, again, depending on where you are in the process, I think Dirk said the same thing. It just depends on where you are in your life, because some people just want to just date. Like multiple people. Some people want to settle down. Yeah. So you got communication. So what does that mean? Like, so at this stage in my life, I prefer a relationship.
Right.
So but others may, whatever stage they are in their life, they may, I just want to date, especially if you're just coming out of a relationship.
Well, just make it clear.
People say that.
Don't lead a person on like they gonna be the only one.
That's where problems come.
And it's all kissing, all Dee and
Jody.
Lily and all. So I said real quick, that man just dating you, woman, needs to just date, quit expecting something out of dating, and it's not cheating if you're not married. Y'all single. That makes no sense to focus on one person while dating. Dating is dating. Ain't no way I'm going to date one person if I'm single. I'm going to keep my options open. Oh,
that's deep.
Yeah.
Again,
it's just not me.
And I'm about to say, that sounds like, to me, that's like spreading myself too thin.
Yeah, that's, for me, it's a lot of conversations and a lot of
again, but
setting up dates and.
But that's why I say you can't. So it's to each his own. That's why I say, even when we first started the chat, like, it's an opinion.
Right.
But it depends on where you are in your life, But had you at some point in your life, have you ever felt like this is just a broad question, I guess, that you wanted to date multiple people? I mean, personally, I have never felt like that.
Yeah,
but
I never felt like
know
that, but that
people who
other
do.
person probably
Right,
did.
people
It
do.
was like, what?
But it's so okay. Here we go. This may open up a can of worms right here.
Uh-oh.
So I've heard, and I don't want to, men do that a lot. But
Definitely.
now, well, no. Let me retract that, because it used to feel like, and we used to think men did that a lot, but now women are doing the same thing that men are doing.
Yes.
And I think the women, just based on conversations in the surveys I took up, that women got the men beat now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
So
it's no more $40, right? They not paying $40 for some sex. It went up. Did it go to $240?
Hey, you see my face? I'm like, what?
Did it go up to $240? So yeah, that spread yourself thin. But like you said, that's y'all not having sex, but we talking about people having sex and in relationships, and you having multiple people, and that's a bit much. If you want to date. If you want to have a relationship, I guess it's make sure the terminology is specific.
So I can't help but to say this since you brought the sex piece up. I mean, what about, so people don't wait to have sex anymore until they're married? Or I'm just,
What year is this?
2025.
2025. I think no, I don't think they do.
Really?
I think people be curious about having sex, and it might, mess up the relationship when you have it too soon. So it's hard to say. It depends on the person, the maturity of the person. Yeah,
that's true. I was just curious I wanted to see what somebody was gonna say about that. Where Hashed? I want her to see what she was gonna say. And Christopher, since they're in here.
Vanya said not the $40, and I think we're gonna be cut off soon. But we thank y'all for tuning in to Busy One Radio, the Lady Devine Show.
Good, busy.
Are we done?
Yeah, we got.
This will be continued. We coming back.
We definitely coming back.
I don't know when, but we'll be back. But yeah, so be prepared. And we're going to be talking about the women as well. And we're going to collaborate both of them together, because it's serious, because we just need to get some stuff out there. People don't want to, again, let's keep it real. But we're going to call it the next one. Let's keep it real. Keeping it real.
So Chris says there's a difference going on in dating or in a relationship. That may be confusing to some people. That's true. Mm-hmm. So Chris, play that song after we're done, because I think it's going to cut off. But any final words on this topic?
Nope, I don't. I can't wait to see.
Men just want y'all to be kind, patient, and when you talk sweet, it gets you way farther than talking like you.
Don't play it, Chris. Play it afterwards.
Oh, and one more thing.
Chris.
One more thing is, one thing I did not hear somebody say is men want you to listen to them.
Yeah. That part.
What, in order to listen, they have to talk. Some men just hold everything in because they don't know how to communicate.
So with that being said, and then we're going to probably have to go off after this, because we as women, we have to create a safe space for them to talk and communicate to us, so that they can feel comfortable.
Okay, they could be on the pillow and pillow talking, and go ahead and spill your guts. And they don't. No, they still hold stuff in.
The part she's trying to say is you can't use that shit against them.
No.
When you get mad.
Right. That's exactly right.
I mean, we ain't even get a chance to talk about that part yet.
It just would be nice if they could communicate it effectively.
Okay.
And men don't. They hold things in. They won't communicate. And so it's just.
So my next thing will be, when we do our other topics, why don't men communicate?
Because we was trained to be tough, and
men don't cry.
And you see what I'm saying? Because it's a different time now. To get the men being raised different now. But
I totally
Because
agree.
there's not a lot of men in the household.
Well, they got kicked out because they wanted government funding.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they weren't allowed to have no men there.
Oh, Dee Dee.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Dee Dee. But she got that pole in her bedroom. Shit.
Don't make no sense, do it?
Dee Dee ain't come to play.
Y'all watch out for Dee Dee.
Dee Dee gonna snatch your man up.
Dee Dee,
You ain't careful.
hey, Dee Dee
Dee Dee does it all.
Does it all.
Shit.
Hey, that ain't- I ain't gonna
For
lie.
$40.
For $40. Damn, girl.
I'm gonna need Dee Dee to get a new job for $40.
Hey, so what you want to do, Dee Dee gonna do?
Mm. She look good doing it for 40.
I think it went up to 240. What you say, Vanya? 240. But no, this is a very
Down drop
sensitive
bands no more.
topic. Bands, yes.
Okay, let's stop.
Bands will make you dance. Bands will make you dance.
You know what? Okay, we done, right?
We got a little more.
Got a little more.
So what? The next time we're gonna talk about what is this? The difference is going on a date in a relationship. The person you're committed to. If you're in a relationship with dating that person, stay committed to that one person. That's true.
No,
stay
that's
committed.
true. Yep,
stay committed to that one person.
I agree
because,
with that. Especially if you both have came to an agreement. Yep.
She said, "Great podcast. Thank you." She got one.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay committed and communicate. That's all. You know.
Yeah.
That creates healthy relationships because I see on the social media that it's a lot of HIV out there going around.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doing it to everybody raw. It's a lot of celebrities out there that's nasty. So strap up. If you're gonna cheat, strap up. You know, don't put your person you dating or in a relationship in that situation because that's not good. Like you trust in that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that takes a lot.
That's a lot. And keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Or who it belonged to, if it belonged to somebody.
Yeah.
Especially your mouth.
Yeah, stop.
I had to say it.
Yeah, your mouth. Ooh-wee. And this girls coming up with all kind of stuff on their lips and it's rough out there. If I was a man, I would be really, really careful who I tend to spend time with. Because you need to be getting a health report. What's going on with you before you decide to do. You know? I'm just saying.
So my last thing, maybe sort of kind of, a struggle is why do men get intimidated by strong women?
Dirk.
You think, okay.
A woman that's making that money.
No, because
just a strong will, just a strong woman, whether she's making money or whatever. I mean, because some men get intimidated by women like that. I'm just curious why.
some men, well, if a man's scared, because that means, he ain't on his shit. He ain't getting to the bag. So he definitely intimidated by her success.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
What about beauty?
Them guys tend to be the ones overprotected.
But if that's your woman, why are you intimidated?
You know what I
Because
mean?
if that's your woman, y'all working together for some type of goal. Y'all should be, right?
You should be.
So why would you be intimidated because she bring home the bacon?
Well,
Or get too much
70%
attention, that type of thing.
70% of marriages break up because of the female left. So
Where you get that statistic from?
Google it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do is stop.
More
You know
like
what I'm
75% of the marriages break up because the man went out and was seeing somebody. Dee Dee was seeing Dee Dee.
Dee got a hold to him.
Dee Dee got a hold to him. It was over.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta let y'all know. Y'all been let y'all say that shit all day. All men don't cheat, y'all.
Okay, no,
No, we're not saying all men cheat.
You know
No,
what I'm
we
saying?
definitely don't want to say this was not to bash men. We trying to figure out what men really want, so they can get what they need.
Now y'all keep saying, cheating is the major factor, and
I don't think cheating is the major
a lot of
factor.
men cheat because a lot of men, like she's saying,
Don't communicate.
they don't communicate. They insecure. They got probably got mama issues. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Right, because they never saw a man be a man or don't know how to be a man. Everybody that's grown ain't grew up.
Right.
You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
real.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you looking for a man, you gotta find you a man that done put time in himself.
Key.
You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
good point.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Every
true.
man ain't putting time in himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why you still got 50-year-olds hugging the block.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
That's deep.
That's
Say
another
that.
story for y'all.
That's another
Yeah.
story.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think for me, my biggest thing, it's not about cheating. It hasn't been about cheating. It's been communication.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I really had, it's been a communication issue.
Right.
And then it
Men
led
don't
us not
communicate.
to be a couple or
Right.
item or in a relationship.
Yeah.
The communication.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is king.
That's deep.
Yeah, communication is king.
It is. So with
And it
that,
always break down.
we truly thank you for tuning in to the Lady Devine Show on Busy One Radio. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much. We're going to continue this topic, though.
This
All
is
right.
a 2-hour segment.
Okay, Chris.
This is to be continued.
To be continued. I'm sick of y'all. Kim know how to.
Lately, I've been going through some things that only you can get me through, God. 5 kids and a wife and the world sitting on my shoulders.
MIG going crazy.
Jesus Christ is only right. He got me through my darkest times. Can't lie, can't do no wrong. When I'm weak, he make me strong. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. Been with me since I was a kid. Kept me from doing big. Pocket full of land. Help me pay the rent. No food in the fridge. Chicken after church. Look how my father worked. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. Jesus Christ is only right. He got me through my darkest time. I can't do no wrong. When I'm weak, he make me strong. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. Living life, it's hard to do right when you live in strife. Hey, buddy. The life being Christ, you ain't gotta fight. When you at your low, he want you lean on. Restored her to a queen from a fiend mother. All he got is love, you just come to him. He'll take you out the mud, make you a clean brother. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing.
MIG
He's so
going crazy.